Hello everyone, welcome back to Mortal Kombat 11, Combat Pack 2, playthrough for Rained! That was a mouthful, anyway, yes. Alright, so I finished doing all the prerequisites. I finished doing all the requirements for Stage 3's towers to be thoroughly completed. I did the 10 crushing blows, and the planks of blood have been spilt properly, which took a while, but hey, we managed to get there, so now all that's left is to now get through the other towers with the requirements of purchases and whatnot. But yeah, now that that's out of the way, let's begin, shall we?
Cloudy with a chance of...
Alright, here we go. We're at the halfway point with his towers. And the last two towers are going to be a pain in the ass for the prerequisites, but I can manage to pull them off. I can manage to pull them off most definitely. Yeah, let's see.
I presume you still covet my throne.
Yeah, we saw that.
Fight!
Alright, one round.
Two. Fight!
Yeah, and that's the other victory animation we unlocked yesterday. So yeah, the superhero landing pose situation. I always thought that was a silly pose when you do that. I mean, it's cool, sure, but I mean, does every superhero have to fucking do it? Or does every individual that has superpowers have to do that pose in some way or another? I mean, I don't know. Posing is a very interesting thing because, well, when it comes to certain poses, it makes certain shots look great, I'm sure. But I don't know. I mean, granted, every JoJo's Bizarre Adventure part has its fair share of memorable poses. Each one more unique than the last.
Kano wants his money.
Kotal Lin, I owe your boss nothing.
That was never the deal.
Round one.
Oh yeah, that's right. In Mortal Kombat X, he started a rebellion. Yeah, he and Melina. I mentioned the Melina rebellion thing. And yeah, apparently Kano was involved. Yeah, Kano was involved, and the fact that I think Kotal was supposed to die. Yeah, he wanted his money back because because the offer was if he was dead, he would get money. I gotta love that shit.
Fight!
one more fighter, and then this first tower is complete. Yep, I was right. Ooh, fire, huh? I can deal with fire. Alright then. Oh, look, and there's the MK9 Scorpion suit that I don't have, because I didn't pre-order Aftermath.
For you to aid in my ascension.
What a help.
Round
Yeah, that's the one yeah, there's like actually a costume pack that I wanted to get, but I never got the chance to actually from Aftermath, because if I pre-ordered Aftermath, you'd get those skins. And apparently I could buy the Scorpion suit, but I didn't have enough time crystals, and I was not going to spend money to buy in-game currency, because I fucking detest that bullshit. Or earn the coins as I get the chance to.
Round 2. Fight!
Because it not only had the MK9 Scorpion costume, it also had Classic Frost. Catch some starfish.
Green wins.
But yeah, there was also, yeah, there was Classic Frost, well, as close as you could get to Classic, because she's still a cyborg. But she's still like a cyberized ninja, so, you know. Well, yeah, let's see. Yeah, there was that, and then there was also a callback to the old school, like, 3D era of, when Midway was still, a lot. Way was the head honcho and basically the people who own the rights to Mortal Kombat, and essentially were the people who helped create it anyways.
Moisturize me.
And there was a Sub-Zero skin that came out that was basically dubbed the Shredder. Yeah, it was dubbed the Shredder Sub-Zero suit, where it literally had like a Shredder style visor and helmet that had like the weird little like helmet visor thing where it had the 3 prongs. It was very like Tundra-esque, very, well, if you've played Deadly Alliance, or no, not Deadly Alliance, if you played Deception all the way up to Armageddon, you'll know what costume that is. It's very good.
You are Athenian.
And you know that how.
From studying Kitana's remains.
Round 1. Fight!
And again, I still forget, it's a shame that Arnold didn't voice the Terminator in this. Then again, I mean, granted he did voice Dutch in Predator Hunting Grounds. Well, that is nice. I feel that, yes, it would make sense. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, yeah, those are the 3 costumes I don't own, but every other costume I have, essentially. Ow. Excuse me. Crap.
Get over here.
Finish him.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to oh yeah, I don't know if I've said this before, but yeah, Terminator: Dark Fate. Ned didn't like that movie, especially considering I'm a huge Terminator fan. And the fact that they try to do what most movie franchises do when it comes to failed when sequelitis hits them, they want to try and make a true sequel to the more recent entry, which was of course to like the one that really that was the last good Terminator film, which was Terminator 2. And I will admit, Terminator 3 tried, and it has some cool ideas and memorable moments, but other than that, it doesn't have the ideal vision. You can clearly tell it's not the same director it's clearly not the same. It's not James Cameron who's doing it. It's somebody else's style, and it shows. So I don't know. And it also just ends up redoing the exact same thing 2 did, except they add some tweaks here and there, where Catherine Brewster was introduced. Catherine Brewster's introduced, and the TX becomes a thing.
You like your brother's efficacy.
His deceit denied me my birthright.
How convenient for me.
Round 1.
But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, we're essentially sorry, I'm blanking. Oh yeah, it was more or less along the lines of... I'm blanking. What the fuck was I just talking about? Not great. I literally just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, Dark Fate. Or yeah, essentially the TX was introduced and fucking...
Round 2.
But it essentially was the combination. It was just essentially the combination of what. Yeah, it was essentially what the combination. It was essentially the fucking the T-1000 again, except the whole thing was like, oh, but now it has an endoskeleton. Although that doesn't really make any sense, considering you can't have liquid metal and be sentient, or which is already a sentient fucking, already a sentient machine, and then merge that with an endoskeleton. That to me never made sense, because logically that shouldn't work. I mean, granted, unless it did what Dark Fate did, which I will admit I prefer Dark Fate's version of what the Rev 9 did, essentially, was what the TX should have been in execution, where, yes, both the liquid metal and the endoskeleton were two separate entities that, when combined, essentially were one. But when separated, they could equally operate on their own accord, essentially. I don't know, it's like... But not to mention, the way that they killed John Connor off was such a fucking distasteful way to really end his character, and the fact that he didn't die a hero, he just died like a bitch. He just gets shot to death in a bar by another T-800 that apparently was there, but not at the same time. It doesn't make any sense, and it essentially is another Chosen One story that does nothing new.
Fight for gods.
You haven't even...
Round 1. Fight!
And it's just such a disrespect. And the fact that James Cameron did not... It was... as I said, when James Cameron shot himself in the foot by making these Avatar sequels back-to-back, I mean, it came with a blessing, where Alita was done with Robert Rodriguez, and he was able to at least capture the spirit of the manga, which I genuinely appreciate. And that's one of my all-time favorite movies. Alita Battle Angel is my favorite movie, because it's basically as good of it's probably the greatest way, the most perfect adaptation from a manga to a fucking film I've ever seen. And it definitely does reference the anime a lot in some recreations of the shots, but other than that, yes. I could not recommend Battle Angel Alita the most, especially when it comes to the manga. The manga is a fucking journey. Especially when you get to the Dragon Ball Z equivalent to it, which is essentially Last Order, which is essentially, I like to dub it the Dragon Ball Z of Alita, where it gets crazier. We go into space. Where essentially, yeah, we get lots of crazy revelations, and it's like super shonen. You can tell it's super shonen in areas. It gets so like shonen that you can see every instance of when there's a power up, when there's an incoming power up, when there's a like a crazy attack that like signature. I don't know. It's very very shonen, but it has its charm. But I like Last Order because, well, it's also where essentially like the creator gets to go all out essentially and go as insane as he wants with his ideas, and he really does some crazy shit with Last Order. So I recommend reading Alita from the very first iteration, and however many volumes that one was, all the way up to Last Order, then to the newest to the newest entry in the Alita series, which would be the Mars Chronicles, which I still to this day have not yet read yet, because I'm unfortunately at a point where I'm trying to get caught up with some of the other series, including, well, I'm already caught up with Berserk, so technically yes, I'm caught up with Berserk, so yes, I'm basically good on that front. But when it comes to everything else in terms of Alita, yes, I need to start getting to Mars Chronicles soon, so that way, you know, I can experience how the story continues and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just baffling to me. And yeah, but anyway, I was saying, yeah, ever since James Cameron said he was gonna make the Avatar sequels back to back, and we still have not gotten a single teaser or trailer for the second movie since. Because the motherfucker's a perfectionist, and he will not stop until it's as good as it can be in his eyes.
Round one.
And it just feels like a giant waste. Yeah. Basically, it really did fuck him over. I mean, Alita was in good hands, but Terminator, I did not. I mean, I liked Tim Miller as Deadpool, and he really... yeah, what Tim Miller did with the first Deadpool film, I admired. Yeah, and but all the interviews for that film really started to make me worry about the film. And then I heard the spoilers. God, I hate leaks or spoilers. Yeah, and it sucks. Edward Furlong reprises his role, but he's not even. But John Connor is only in the opening, so it's only so long. I mean, granted, I will admit some of the de-aging CGI was actually great in that opening sequence. Like Linda Hamilton, literally, it's like they looked exactly like them. It was so. I mean, except for Arnold, he still looked. When it comes to de-aging Arnold, it still looks off. Like it still would have looked weird, considering he has a very defined, chiseled look to him, and the fact that I don't know, it's like. I mean, there was no way that was going to look natural, but when it came to Linda Hamilton's double and the kid who played young John Connor, it was goddamn great, but it was a waste because that movie is such a mess, and I don't know if I made it clear how much I hate bad writing and bad sequels. I hate them with a burning passion because nothing pisses me off more than laziness. Laziness and unoriginality pisses me off. And when you can't even try to come up with a good enough excuse for a movie to be bad or even try to explain something, you know you're doing something wrong, and that is a fucking disgrace. Like, I can't quite say I respect Tim Miller after all the comments he made about especially what the movie was trying to be as well. And just the fact that it was just so forced and not natural looking. And the fact that you essentially he said he hated, Chosen One characters, but what an ironic twist of fate, because the female John Connor, basically, that he creates, after killing off the canon John Connor, literally is the exact same thing as he was.
Round one.
It was dumb.
We meet again.
Round two. Fight. Finishing. Rain wins.
You would turn Adynia against Earthrealm?
If needed, I would not hesitate.
How can you claim to be divine?
Round one. Fight.
I am magnificent.
Round two. Fight. Finish him. Rain wins.
It's not your lineage that I despise, Rain.
Then what is it, princess?
Your attempt on Koshal's life.
Round one. Fight. Round 2. Fight! Finisher. Fatality. Rain wins.
Ambition's got its hooks into you bad.
Here to keep you down?
No. To bury you in hell.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Finish him. Rain wins.
Denia can have only one protector. Which is why you must step aside. I'll never relinquish my position.
Round 1. Fight! Round 2. Fight! Finish him! Rain wins.
Cloudy with a chance of...
I have had enough of your pretension.
It is unwise to deny me, Shiva.
The Shokan are not yours to command.
Round 1. Fight!
We meet again.
Round 2. Fight! Brutality.
This is my reign.
Rain wins.
It's time we settle this reign.
Assist and risk a god's wrath.
Note how I tremble with fear.
Round one. Fight! Round two. Fight! Finish him! Friendship. Rain wins.
Welcome to the Brotherhood of Shadow.
Must not I be dead to join your numbers?
You already are.
Round one. Fight!
We meet again.
Round two. Fight! Finish him. 2, fight!
You, Tanya would be alive.
I am not to blame for your failed rebellion.
It was your plan, Rain.
Round 1, fight. Round 2, fight! Moisturize me.
Okay, last tower of stage 3 and then I can end the episode.
You like your brother's...
Round 1. Fight! I am Prince Rain. Round 2. Fight. Finish him. Finished. Rain wins.
Okay, that about does it for this episode. Next episode we will begin the second to last character tower for Rain, and then once he is finished, we will begin as Rambo. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Ciao.